Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your moderator for this evening, co-founder of the African American Film Critics Association, Shawn Edwards.
Good evening. How's everybody doing? I have the best job in the world. Did y'all just see that? This is the best job in the world, and this is the best film festival I've ever been to, and I've been to them all. But I want to say thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking around for the Q&A. This is going to be really exciting. I love talking to filmmakers, especially after just watching the film. So let's not waste any more time. Let's bring everybody out, because you see there's a lot of chairs out here. We got a lot of questions. We're going to get a lot of answers. We're going to have a lot of fun. I can't wait to do this, and I'm letting you guys know right now, this is my first time here, and I've already booked for next year. So let's get this started right now, because this is actually really amazing. I'm totally geeked, and I don't get geeked often. All right, let's start the proceedings right now. First and foremost, I'd like to introduce the producers and executive producers, Chuck West and Brie West. There you go. That's right. It does not happen without the producers and executive producers. They're on the front lines all the time. Welcome to the party.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
No. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the director, Miss Shazir. I love it. You got to have that appreciation for women behind the camera. All right, here we go. Nothing happens unless it's written. So I want to introduce not only the writer, but also the actor who played Saint, Bar Lowry. And last but not least, I love it, Principal Washington. Principal Washington, Mr. Eli Washington, played by none other than Lil Rel Howery. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the people who put together what you just saw, the Clash reunion. Give it up one more time. All right, Mr. Bar Lowry, I'm coming to you first because that's right. We have some special. See, I work in television. I always stick to the script, but we had an addition to this as well. We have some other cast members who want to come out, meet you guys, share some love, because we didn't have enough chairs, and we didn't want to put a choir stand up here. So we're gonna bring out Derek A. King. There he is. Sydney Mitchell. Where's Sydney? Come on, Sydney. And then Karen Oberlom. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. They were a part of that amazing ensemble cast, and we're gonna dig into that a little bit. Thank you, guys. But you know what? We can improvise. Why don't you guys sit up front? Sit up front, 'cause I might toss you my mic. This is very impromptu. You guys don't mind? It's Saturday night, right? All right, let's do this. So, all right. I have a great appreciation for you, Mr. Bar Lowry, because you were the guy who wrote the screenplay, and as a writer, nothing happens unless it's written first. So my first question to you is, where's your laptop? Because you did your thing on this. Where's the laptop?
Sitting at home.
It's sitting at home.
Waiting on me to get back.
All right. You seem like the type of guy that would have the laptop in the backpack that you carry around 24/7, 365. Because that was an amazing screenplay. And I want to ask you first. As a film critic myself, I noticed that it had this tremendous balance of comedy and drama, and then the timing, the comedic timing, and how everything was interwoven was amazing. But I want you to talk about, what was the origin of the story? What was the starting point for the idea that we saw on screen?
Well, speaking of comedy, that's like my home. I started out writing scripts, TV scripts, and I wanted to bring like make black sitcoms great again. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to bring that back, the Martins and all that type of stuff. So with that, I was pitching shows and everything when I first moved down here in 2014, and I was pitching shows, and I kept coming across people who kept taking me for granted and trying to take my talents and use me and everything like that in the industry. Then I met, Chaz, and she took me under her wing. And in 2019, I had given up on the industry completely. So I had just turned 30, and I went away, cleared my head, and then I came back and I had a talk with my dad. I'm like, what's next? I want to write sitcoms. That's my home. And he was like, we'll try a different avenue. Look at Spike Lee, look at John Singleton, look at Ice Cube, look how they started out. They started out with a nice film and it took their career off. And I'm like, I'm not a movie person. He said, Barshay, trust me. Trust God, trust me, trust yourself. And I remember going home, it took me a month to write this in October 2019. And then here we are.
No, congrats. No, it's such it's such a great idea. And I noticed as you were answering that question, you looked to your left and you said Chaz had given you some advice. Chaz is the director. So what's you guys' relationship like, and how did her guidance help you on this journey to get to where we are tonight?
This is my work writer wife, Babe, I love you. Don't take away from that.
Just no disrespect to his
It's all
real
respect and love. But with me dealing with all that negativity and all the people lying to me, and she was the most genuine person in this industry. So when she took me under her wing and she didn't want anything in return, she just loved my talent just as much as I love her, and we're on the same page. Like the way we write, the type of shows we like, it was in sync immediately, and that's how and then she introduced me to these amazing people, and here we are.
No, congratulations to that. So this question is for the producers and the executive producers. I want to find out from you, Chuck, and from you, Brie, what's the importance of having an opportunity to screen your film here at the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, and what does it mean to you as producers and as creatives?
It's everything, because you all are our people, and the reality is when we get responses in the audience, we hear you all, we sneak in after the movie starts, and then we get reactions, people talking to the screen, or they're laughing when there are things that we think are funny. It's so important, especially with a project like this. Like literally, we filmed in one location, and the fact that we were able to carry a whole film and keep you entertained, that just talks to how talented our team was, how amazing our actors were, and how we as Black people need to understand that, we can edutain, we can enjoy ourselves, laugh about craziness, but then also, throw some facts in there, throw some information in there, because at the end of the day, it's important that we know that wherever we are one, right? And so whatever your story is, there's someone there you can relate to. I don't care where you grew up. I don't care where you went to high school.
And for us, it's all about our people. So you say how important is it? This is very, very important to us. Whenever we can showcase what we are doing and how we're doing it to our people, it's always a blessing for us.
No, it is. That's why this festival is so fantastic, because it's about the opportunity that it provides, particularly for up-and-coming filmmakers and for filmmakers of color, because there are other film festivals where you're never going to get a chance, you're never going to get a shot, and this provides that opportunity. So that's what makes it so amazing.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of amazing, Miss Shazir, no. Women behind the camera, as a director, first off, when did you know you wanted to do this? And how did you get on the pathway to get behind the camera?
That's an awesome question. I have been doing this, like being in the entertainment industry, pretty much all my life. I started out in theater as a kid, and then moving into writing, because my mom always told me I should be a writer. When I was 13, I wrote a book, and my mom's a hairstylist, and so like her clients would read my book during the summer. Like I would just come up to the shop and just read them a chapter every time they were there. And they would be like, you know, did this stuff happen to you? Like, you 13, it's a little graphic. And I'm like, no, it's just in my imagination. And so my mom always said, like, you are going to be a writer. And I was like, no, I'm never going to do that. I never want to do that. And then one day I got an opportunity to write. I was on set as an actor. And they were like, we need a writer for this script. And my friends were like, well, Chaz writes. And so kind of threw me into that realm. And then directing has always been like just a vision, like being a visionary and a creative. You have an idea of what you want to see on screen. And then just working with my friends, it makes it just so much easier to be behind the camera. So
No, I like it. I like that answer. But I know you guys, you share a lot of love, which is amazing. And you talk about there was an ease to it. But I do want to find out from you though, as a director, what was one of the most challenging aspects? Because you're working with an ensemble cast, you're in a single location.
Yeah.
You know, what were some of the obstacles and hurdles you had to sort of like navigate on this particular project?
Definitely. Well, I think every character has their own moment. So the most challenging thing for me was making sure that each actor felt like they were giving the opportunity to shine in their biggest moment. So, you know, preparing and just talking to them the day prior or giving them the space that they need on the day that we're shooting their most important scenes. Like, that was something that was really important, but also difficult to do with an ensemble cast because you want to make sure everybody has their shine. And I think it's hard to pick something difficult because we have so much fun working on set. Like, it's genuinely like you see the laughing, you see all of that, how it feels like real chemistry. We are genuinely like a real family. So it's never really difficult, to be honest, you know. But it was a little challenging to make sure everybody felt like they got their moment they deserved.
Okay. They did. We saw it.
Thank
It worked.
you. Awesome. I love
It worked. Job well done. Now you, sir, Lil Rel Howery, you've worked with some of the greats in the business, some of the best directors that have ever worked as filmmakers. What made you say yes to this particular project?
It felt like the Black Breakfast Club. And you know what I mean? Like, I thought that was so cool. And like, you know, sometimes we don't get a chance to make like just art pieces like this. You know, when you're shooting in one location and you have all these different backstories. When I read it, I was like, yo, this feels like, I remember telling them this, like, yo, this feels like the Black Breakfast Club, and for adults too, which I thought that was the spin to it. And it just seemed so fun, and I was actually excited to like, this gonna sound crazy, but like what if Joe Clark was funny? And so I thought that would be something real cool to see what that looks like. Like, because I mean, you know, we watch Lean on Me. It's not a comedy, but
Not at all. No.
but it is.
But it is.
It's such a great movie, but if you watch it so many times, it becomes hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But this had just all these different nuances to it, and I love the fact that I was able to have a character that would make you laugh, but then also Principal Washington has some really good information and guidance to give too. So that was just real fun to do, to be honest with you. A good ensemble cast, but it truly, literally reminded me of The Breakfast Club, and I'm like, this could be special.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was thinking the same thing, but I wanted someone who was involved with the film to bring that up, because Barshay, I was going to ask you, when was the last time you actually watched The Breakfast Club?
Oh no, I love that show, that movie. Like, I love it. That's my inspiration, like literally, because I remember watching for the first time in my sociology class in my junior year of high school, and I fell in love, and I said, I want something, because it takes talent and skill, not only from me, but from the cast as well, to, like you said, execute all that in one setting and keep you entertained for 90 minutes. So, yeah, that was definitely my inspiration.
And you know, this is the 40th anniversary of the Breakfast Club
Yes.
this year.
It is. Yes,
So
it
the
is.
fact that the Black Breakfast Club kind of
Yes.
came out 10 years later, you know.
Or we could tag it. We don't have to say the Black Breakfast Club. We can say
Nah.
the New Breakfast Club or the New and Improved.
It's the grown version of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely
The
the
grown
wrong
version. Yeah, because it definitely had that vibe. But no, the origins are there, and so that's
Yes.
you know, that's a tremendous compliment, because that's a great
you.
movie. But what we just watched here is great as well. And so, you know, hopefully, you know, that movie's 40 years old. Hopefully 40 years later, this movie, The Clash Reunion, is standing the test of time and standing on its own.
We received that. Absolutely.
Now, Barshay, I heard, though, like you were really talented because I heard this is your first acting gig.
Yes, it is. This is my first time.
Did he hold his own?
This is the first movie I've ever been in.
So this is the first movie. So what made you decide that you also wanted to act? Because I mean, you would never know. Because
They took a chance on me.
okay.
They believed in me, just like they believed in my writing. They said, "Oh, you want to play Saint? Go do your thing."
He wrote Saint so perfectly for himself, and when we talked,
In the best way.
Yes.
like when we talked to him about the film, you know, he was like, "Yeah, and I have some ideas of who could play Saint," but he never mentioned himself. He named like everybody, and I'm thinking to myself, like, boy, that is you, okay? And so when I talked to Brie and Chuck, I'm like, I was a little nervous because of course this is his first opportunity, and they're investing in his dream.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's, I mean, one of the probably least respected and understood aspects of filmmaking is casting, which finally the Oscars have come up now with an Oscar category for casting. Yeah. But as producers, you know, and you know, he comes to you, and, you know, he's never acted before. Like, what was your real initial reaction? Because that's every nuance has got to hit, and you really can't put yourself in a position to take a chance a lot of times.
You know what? Sometimes people are just waiting for the opportunity to have a chance, and because we're the grown and sexy ones on the on the panel, we're a little older, and so for us, it's our responsibility to see how we can break new talent, young talent, and give them the opportunities that they deserve. Because if we don't take a chance on Chaz, and Chaz didn't take a chance on Barshay, and Rel didn't take a chance on all of us, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So the reality, my mother passed in 21, but one thing she used to always say is, you have not because you ask not. Right. So they asked, and we said, let's go.
Well, I'm glad you said let's go.
And we like to create a platform for new talent, whether it be directors, whether it be writers, whether it be actors that want to do other things outside of acting, like produce or write. And we like to keep that door open so we can use what we've learned and the platform that we have to create opportunities for them. Like we have Derek, Sydney, and Karen. Karen wrote a project that's huge that we're going to, at some point, produce. Sydney we're shooting a project in St. Kitts right now that's because of Sydney, and she's producing that. So we like to keep that door open for as much talent that we can help groom.
No, I like that.
Create a platform.
Yeah, no,
Create
you're
a
building
platform.
your own platform.
Create that generational platform that they all deserve.
No, that's fabulous. That's fantastic, and that's the way it should be done. And speaking of generational, you, Lil Rel, like you're working with a whole different generation of actors. What is that like for you when you're on set working?
I'm a fan. Like, I'm one of those people that watch everything. Like, I watch everything. So I'm a fan of Sydney. Sydney is great on BMF. Karen, I loved her work. She did a movie together with me called The Mill, where she played my wife. Like, Derek, like, and not to be like, I'm not trying to compare anybody, but Derek do remind me a lot of Chad, you know what I mean? Which was, you know, one of my friends and somebody, you know, all of us miss dearly. Just what he's done with writing and starring in it, I was so impressed by that, because it's not easy to. It's funny. I just finished a film, and you know, one of the guy, he had wrote it for a stage play, and we're making a movie, and just sometimes it's hard not to be overly married to your material. So to watch you kind of bring it to life in a way where it didn't feel like you was like overly married to it, and you let Chaz guide you to get Saint to the place Saint needed to be. Saronis was amazing. Like, it's just I'm a fan of everybody. And so like when you're a fan and you can't wait to work with people, I literally watch everything. Like, I watch everything. That's what I love about like festivals like this. I love watching films and filmmakers. I watch everything because I'm a fan first. And so just to work with people that I respect and love their gifts, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's a great answer. And for you, Chuck and Brie, as producers, I want to dive into a little bit of the process because that's always an important aspect of making a film. And start first with the location where you shot. I mean, how many days did you have? Because a lot of times, black filmmakers are working on smaller budgets and there's challenges to secure locations and you got a lot of things that are working against you in order to pull it off. What were some of the things you had to work through?
So just for clarification, our director is also Octet Production, our production company's director of development. And so we basically, the three of us are like we just decide what we're going to do next, and then we just go hard, and we go deep. And basically, we're from D.C. We're based in Washington, D.C. Yeah. And so because of it, we have so much support from our film office, the D.C. Office of Cable Television. Amazing. OCTFME, they're so supportive. And we said, listen, this is a beautiful story. I just thought, we need a beautiful, older school that's a little neglected, but still has beautiful bones and is aesthetically pleasing enough that it's going to hold the viewer's attention. And do you know how hard it was? Because every one of their schools almost has been completely torn down and completely renovated and is so state-of-the-art and fabulous that we couldn't even find the school. So we literally had to search wide and far. And one thing, Eastern High School, where we shot this in Northeast, it's a beautiful, beautiful structure. And it's not that it hasn't been kept up to date and what have you. It's that it's a specific location, like a historical site. And so they can't make many changes, and that's how we found it. So it was very rewarding to see that DC schools are so state-of-the-art and fabulous that we couldn't even figure out where we were going to shoot because we had to it was based in Gary, Indiana.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So for any of our independent projects, the challenge is always the funding. That's the biggest challenge. And everything, like you said, everything starts with the script. We identified that, okay, we're going to shoot this script. And then the next step is getting the money. So that was the biggest challenge. And then we have, like Bree said, we have so much favor in the city. Like, we love shooting home because we're both from home and we get a lot of support. We're kind of like the poster children for the film office in DC, so we get a lot of support.
Yeah, that's great because when you think of DC, you don't often think of like production and filmmaking, but now that you're doing it, you're actually putting that city on the map, and that's a good thing.
If you don't know, you better ask somebody.
No, that's a great thing.
We have 8 kids between us. We're like the Black Brady Bunch. I brought 4 girls to the marriage, and he brought 4 boys, and so our kids, we were raising
Hold
kids.
on. Did y'all hear that? We got 8 kids.
Octet. Our company is Octet for our 8 kids. And the 8 turned over is
Oh,
not
that's
only
where the
the
kid, that's
number
where that
8,
comes from.
but it's an infinity sign,
Okay.
God's love, no ending and no beginning. So that's how we move professionally. But we couldn't go too far because we were raising these kids the last 10 years. The Octet's been in business. So literally, we started creating our own infrastructure. We started training production assistants, and now they're department heads. We put our own trailers together, and now we have our own honey wagons, and we have our own production trailers. Because at the end of the day, you buy it, they'll use it. Let's go.
No, that's true. That's true. And it's funny when you mentioned it. You guys were the Black Brady Bunch. I saw his eyes lit up. He's like, that's the next one. He's like, I did the Black Breakfast Club. He's like, now we're gonna do the Black Brady Bunch. Like, he's like, you were like, I should have brought that laptop to the time. I should have brought it with me.
You can borrow mine.
Start on the script right away. But no, I want to say congratulations to that because I mean that is the challenge, like owning your own infrastructure. Because then when you are ready to do your next project, you don't have to answer to anybody and you don't have to search around. But I mean, I do realize that money is always the challenge.
But the thing is, it's so important as independent filmmakers to continue to be independent too. We've been very fortunate, and we've had a lot of growth, and we did a number of projects on BET Plus. We've worked with All Black, we've been on Apple TV, we've been on Amazon Prime. We're getting ready to do a project right now we're working on with Netflix. So we're doing projects, and we're all over the place, but the independent projects are still critical, and they're top of our priority list because this is how you have the autonomy to really create and do the things that you want to do and the things that your talent wants to do.
Yeah, no, and I like the mix. How you have the up and coming that are working, and then Lil Rel, who's well established, is also a part of the family, and you kind of need to pull all those pieces together in order to make it work. I know you wanted to say something. I saw you.
Oh, I was just gonna talk. I know y'all heard Loretta Devine, Miss the legend Loretta Devine as Jay's mother, but I just love just all of that. That was insane for me. I had to say that. Sorry.
That was your highlight.
Oh, absolutely. She was my first choice as Jade's mom, and I came to Chuck. I said, now this may be a stretch, but I would love it if we could get Miss Loretta. He was like, oh, let me call her, and I was like, oh. She was like, immediately. She was like, yeah, send me the script. I'll read it. And she did, and we saw her at the NAACP Image Awards. And
where we were nominated.
We were nominated.
Okay, congratulations.
And I went up to her, and I was just like, Miss Loretta, I just wanted to say hi. I know you didn't see me, girl, but I directed you. And she was like, and what? And I was like, the class reunion. She was like, now which one is this? Like, it's okay, don't worry about it. You don't see it. And she was like, wait, send it to me. I need to see it. And so she was like, oh, I love that script. Send it to me. So it was just really exciting. Like, she didn't know me at first, but she knows me now. And so that's all that matters.
That's right. She knows you now.
She knows me now.
And for you, Lil Rel, like I've had an opportunity to like talk with you and interview several times. And you have such a like cinematic, your viewpoint is strongly cinematic. I mean, are there any plans for you to jump behind the camera? I mean, what do you got on your future map? Because I mean, you are a film guy.
Yeah, I just directed my first feature. It's called Haunted Heights. Yeah, we almost done with it. I think next week we're going to announce what festival we're premiering at in September. It's supposed to come to movie theaters in October. I'm really excited about it. It's a horror comedy. It's really hilarious. It's going to be really creepy and cringy too. So, but I had so much fun directing, and I've been really, very intentional about just collaborations, and man, I've been highly motivated by. It's a crazy mix, but it's Tyler Perry, George Lucas, and Steven Spielberg, and Ava DuVernay. And I've been just so inspired by them, because people love to always talk crazy about Tyler, but what I love about him is I love how he's let his faith, he just let God reward him so he could do what he wants to. You know what I mean? And so even when people love to be like, this could be better and blah, 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 I'm like, your faith could be better too, so you can do your own thing. And so I've just looking at it from that lens of it, and I'm so excited. It's back-to-back projects happening. I'm directing a pilot this week, and get used to this directorial because it's about to go down, and I'm excited about all these different projects I'm working on.
No, congratulations. That's why I asked the question. And they're telling me we got to wrap. So here's the most important question of the night. Like a lot of times people attend festivals like this fabulous festival we're all attending right now. And we see projects and we see films and we see works of cinema that we actually really love and want to support. So how do we support the Clash reunion?
So we haven't really talked about this, but we've had a lot of people reach out to us about acquiring it. And what we're thinking is that instead of being acquired, we want to take it independently, theatrically ourselves. So we want to present our movie, and we want to maintain ownership and control with AMC, and that's what we're doing. Yeah. Because the reality is we need to maintain the vertical, all of the vertical, from conception to distribution. So that's what we're doing.
I love it. We got one question from the audience real quick.
Listen, I hope I can talk loud enough.
Here.
This was such a magical recipe. I don't think I've ever in my life watched a film and I didn't realize that I was in it. Oh, wow. You did this in one space, and I know that everyone here, the line between watching the movie and being in the movie was erased. Yes! I'm so excited that I came here and I was able to see this and be a part of it. I know it's going to be my favorite movie through the entire festival.
Oh,
I just
wow.
thank you so much. I don't know
Thank
how
you.
you did it, but everyone has had a reunion, and I just had a class reunion.
All right.
And it just felt, it erased all the lines. That all I can tell you is that I felt like I was in that room, and I applaud all of you for being in it. I'm fans. I love it. I'm going to watch it 10 more times.
Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank
That's how you wrap a Q&A. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for supporting the class reunion. Thanks a lot for attending the screening tonight. You guys have a good evening and God bless.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, guys.